officially above my pay grade.
I don't care
what those creatures are. We destroy them and close the gateway.
Yes, ma'am. I'm getting us all home.
YouTube land and all subsequent social media ends. Welcome to an all-new movie review. So this movie review is going to be about a 2020 film that came out in December, and I just got to see last month in theaters too as well, so that was a real treat. So we're going to be talking about that based on video game film in just a moment. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the other awesome videos I put up. And as always, people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all in social media lands to an all-new movie review. So like I was saying before, we're going to be talking about a new movie that just came out last month in this movie review for a based on video game film series. Now that of course is a film called Monster Hunter. Oh yeah, Monster Hunter. Ooh. So Monster Hunter is based on a video game series made by Capcom, who also has made like Street Fighter and so forth, and is a role-playing live-action game that is just really cool and has cool monsters and all that kind of cool jazz. Now this film is based on that and, you know, basically brings to life this onto the big screen, which I thought was really done well. Now this film is none other directed by a video game master filmmaker himself, Mr. Paul W.S. Anderson. Oh yeah, Paul W.S. Anderson. Woo! So of course, Paul W.S. Anderson, we all recognize as, of course, the Resident Evil director. He directed the first Resident Evil, and then he directed a few of the latter ones later in the series. So this guy, he knows his stuff. So I was really surprised to find out that he directed this, and I thought that he was a great choice for the, role. So a couple films I really enjoy that he has directed are some great films that I feel don't get enough recognition for how fun they are. Now the first film happens to be a 1998 film starring Kurt Russell called Soldier. Oh yeah, Soldier. Ooh, Soldier is an amazing, awesome, action-packed sci-fi film that Kurt Russell, stars the crap out of. He was amazing in it. It has great special effects, great story, and just a well-rounded sci-fi action flick. And Paul W.S. Anderson directed the crap of this film. He had a great cinematography. He had a great eye for what he wanted to do visually, and also just how he took the story and the direction of the film. He just did a really fantastic job. Really enjoyable. If you haven't seen Soldier, definitely check it out. Paul W.S. Anderson did a great job of directing it. So the second film that Paul W.S. Anderson directed is another great kind of like in the future kind of sci-fi type of film with action and car racing and stuff like that. And it stars Jason Statham in Death Race. Oh yeah, Death Race! Woo! So Death Race is a great, amazing, awesome action flick that has some sci-fi elements to it, action-adventure, prison type of deal, type of thing, and just is a really well-rounded, awesome action flick. Now, if you're not familiar with what Death Race is basically about, basically Jason Statham's character gets put in prison for a bogus rap and ends up becoming this character known as Frankenstein, who races in the Death Race match that they perform at this prison that he's at. And Paul W.S. Anderson really had a great eye for this film between the car scenes, the car chases, the visual effects, the acting, the scenery, the cinematography, everything about it he just directed so well. He gave it a really great essence. He took what the original Death Race did and he even topped it with a lot more special effects and just a better story, I thought. And I just thought that this was really well casted and that Paul did an amazing job of bringing to life this awesome remake of, already known classic. And he just directed the crap out of it too because he really knows his action and there are some amazing action sequences in that film. If you haven't seen Death Race, definitely check it out, people. It's worth a watch, and Paul W.S. Anderson did a great job of directing. Now, it comes to directing Monster Hunter, I thought he did it to the T. He was perfection with this film. From everything about this film, he directed it on point, between the screenplay, between the action sequences, the CGI, the animation. Everything about this film was on point and was so amazing and so just awesome and enjoyable. And just everything that he did with the film was, I thought, was, superb and just really well done, because everything about it was edited properly. Like, everything about it was, like, right after the get-go, it was on point. Really amazing direction by Paul W.S. Anderson. I must say, if you haven't seen Monster Hunter yet, definitely check it out, people. Paul did an amazing job of directing this. So this film has a really amazing cast in this film, and I really enjoyed everyone that was involved with it, and I thought everyone did a really great job of bringing to life this, really fun film. Now, to start us off is the main heroine herself, Miss Milla Jovovich. Oh yeah, Milla Jovovich, woo! Milla, I always forget how to pronounce it. Forgive me. But anyways, Milla Jovovich, I think, is such an amazing actress. I've always enjoyed everything she's been in. She's always a badass chick, and she just always brings it and is really fun and enjoyable to watch. Now, a couple of films I really enjoyed her and thought she did really fantastic in are a couple great action sci-fi flicks. And the first one is from the early 2000s that is basically about vampires almost in the future, where she plays the main heroine. She's trying to save the world, basically, from these bloodsuckers, basically. And it's just a really well-rounded sci-fi film based on a comic book. And then, of course, a film called Ultraviolet. Oh, yeah. Ultraviolet. Ooh. This movie is so amazing and on point. Everything about it is amazing, from the fight choreography in this film to the CGI and animation work in the film. The scenery and the cinematography in it is really awesome and on point for this visually, stunning, city and everything like that. Between the fight sequences and just the amazing fight sequences that Milla did in this film, she was just so badass and awesome in it. Really enjoyable, really fun film. If you haven't seen Ultraviolet, definitely give it a roll, people. Milla was amazing in the film. Now that brings me to the second film she was in. That's another great sci-fi classic that came out in the 1990s, I believe 1997 or 98. And this is a Luc Besson film, and stars Bruce Willis. And that, of course, is called The Fifth Element. Oh yeah, The Fifth Element. This movie had a great cast too. I mean, Chris Rock was in it. You had Gary Oldman in it. Just a really amazing cast. And this movie is just kick-ass, because this is one of the first films I actually saw Milla in. And she was so awesome in it. The language she's speaking in it was really on point and seemed real. And just her performance altogether was so just really well done. And you really believe she was this frightened alien creature that didn't know where she was or what she was doing, but that she had one purpose and that kind of purpose and stuff like that, which was really just on point. Really enjoyed her performance in that. Thought she worked well with Bruce Willis and everyone else in the film, and just it's a really amazing Luc Besson film. If you haven't seen Fifth Element, definitely give it a whirl, people. It's worth a watch and a fun flick. Now, it comes to performance of Monster Hunter, I loved her character. I absolutely loved the range she gave. I loved the character she brought to life, and I just really enjoyed how she took the character and how it developed over, throughout the film. And just, she's a soldier trying to get back home from this alternate universe, and, that's basically her premise. And she just brought that and really gave that military feel, too. I thought she was on point with that. Really well done, and a really enjoyable performance by Milla. So that brings me to the second actor I like to talk about in this film. And that is none other than the other kind of main co-star himself, Mr. Tony Jaa. Oh yeah, Tony Jaa! Yeah! Okay, so everyone knows Tony Jaa, of course, from the Ong Box. And he is just an amazing martial artist / just fighter. And, fight choreographer and stuff like that. He's amazing at his art. He's a great stuntman. And he's very similar to, Jet Li and Jackie Chan and stuff like that. And he's just a really fun guy to watch. Now, this was kind of like his first kind of big, I would say, leading role, I feel, besides his role in the film I'm going to be talking about, because pretty much everything else he's done has been, over in his native land, unfortunately. And so a lot of those films I really haven't seen, so I only know one other film he's actually been in. And that film, of course, is a great, sequel film and an amazing franchise that came out a few years ago now, and was the very last film Paul Walker was in. And that, of course, a film called Furious 7. Oh yeah, Furious 7. Absolutely loved Tony Jaa in this. He was awesome as that one of the main bad guy antagonists. He was so cool. His fight sequences were so amazing, and just every little move, it was like watching him was like every little detail you had to make sure you saw, because he just was so fast and amazing, and you just really wanted to see what he could do. And it was amazing performance. I really enjoyed him. Even though he didn't have many speaking lines, he still was on point and so action-packed and awesome, and a great addition to that film. If you haven't seen Furious 7 for him, he was really awesome in it. But even the Ong Box, he was really good in. I enjoyed him in those. I've seen a couple of those films, and once again, his fight sequences were so amazing. From the stunts he did, and just from the choreographed fights that he did were just on point and so well conceived and so well, done. And he just is a really amazing stunt performer. Really enjoyed him in those too. But when it comes to Monster Hunter, I really enjoyed him too. I thought he was awesome in it. It was fun hearing him talk some more and, see his, English ability, and just how far he's come, in his acting career. And I just really enjoyed his performance along with Mila in the film. And they just worked so well together and were a great combination of each other and gave really fun, fantastic performance. If you like Tony Jaa, definitely check out Monster Hunter for his performance, and also check out his other films. He's a really amazing fighter. So that brings me to the final actor I'll be talking about that's in this movie. That is an amazing, awesome actor that's been around for many years and is always a joy to watch. Between his role on Son of Anarchy to his role in Beauty and the Beast back in the 80s, this guy is just an amazing guy. And that, of course, is Mr. Ron Perlman. Oh yeah, Ron Perlman! Woo! So like I said, you might know him from Son of Anarchy, you might know him from the Beauty and the Beast TV series in the 80s, you might recognize him for a slew of other films over the years, Hellboys, and so forth. But a couple films I really enjoyed him and thought he was really good in were a couple amazing films. Now, the first one I want to talk about is a 2013 actually, action-packed flick that's directed by Guillermo del Toro. And then, of course, a film called Pacific Rim. Oh yeah, Pacific Rim. Ooh, Pacific Rim. This movie is an awesome, amazing flick. Kaiju action, giant monsters, all that kind of cool stuff. Giant robots and stuff like that. That's just down my alley. And I absolutely loved that film because just everything about it was on point and a cool concept. And Ron Perlman as kind of the dealer on the black market of kaiju parts and stuff, that was like on point and hilarious. And just, you could see the wheels turning, just how evil he was trying to be, and it was on point. And I just really enjoyed him in it. And he just did a really great job performing that character, especially with his scenes with Charlie Day were on point too as well. Really great performance. If you haven't seen Pacific Rim for Ron Perlman, he was amazing in it. Definitely check it out. Now, the second film he was in that I really enjoyed and thought he was really good in is another great flick that is another sci-fi classic that's in a sequel and a franchise that I don't think gets enough credit for how awesome a film was. And then, of course, the film called Alien Resurrection. Oh yeah, Alien Resurrection. Absolutely love this film. Thought, hands down, Sigourney Weaver was so badass in this film, along with Ron Perlman. And I just loved Ron Perlman's character in this. I loved where he took the character. I loved how he presented it. And I just loved his interaction with all the other characters throughout the film. Because you're just rooting for him through the whole film as he's battling the aliens and so forth. And he just really brought a great essence to that character and just was a really great addition to that film. If you haven't seen Alien Resurrection for his performance, definitely check it out, people. He was on point and awesome. Now, it comes to his performance of Monster Hunter. It's not the hugest part, but he still was really fun and enjoyable. I enjoyed him in it. I thought he was good. I liked his sequences. I loved his action sequences in the film. I liked some of his dialogue that he had and stuff like that. He played his classic Ron Perlman character, I feel, pretty much what he's like in pretty much any movie he's in. And he just was a really good addition, and I enjoyed his character. And I thought that he brought a really great just essence to the character, too. Really great performance. If you haven't seen Ron Perlman in anything recently, definitely check out Monster Hunter performance. He was on point. So what is Monster Hunter about? Basically, the premise of it is this military convoy is out in the middle of the desert. A giant sandstorm comes and transports them to another dimension, basically. And basically, the rest of the film is about them trying to get back to the regular civilization and get out of this giant world of monsters and weird creatures and stuff like that. And it's just a really amazing film based on the, Capcom game series. It was really well done, really amazing. It was totally on my level. I absolutely love this film. It's so freaking good. If you like films like Pacific Rim, The Terminators, or King Kong, or Godzilla films, stuff like that with kaijus and stuff like that, this is a movie for you because the animation in this film was so superb and well done. These creatures look so real between the desert one that they have to conquer and then the big bad one at the end, the spider creatures. They were so well made. Oh my god, the visual effects in this movie were so superb and amazing. If you haven't seen Monster Hunter, definitely go check it out, people. Amazing film. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up on this one. Definitely something I'll be adding to my collection when it comes out. It is superb and amazing. So that's it for this movie review, guys. Always thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for being here, and thank you for watching. Oh yeah. And if it's your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out my older, newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. And as always, check out my cool links down below where you can go to my cool Patreon store to see what some cool bloopers and stuff like that are. So if that's something interesting you want to show a guy some love, definitely check that out. Or if you want to show some love also, you can check out my awesome Tea Tree store where you can get cool merchandise like this shirt you see me wearing now. Oh yeah, I can do from anything from masks to cell phone cases to mugs, anything you can think of. So check out that link down below. It's awesome. As always, people, catch you in the next one.